Hello, welcome back to YouDecide 2007. In this final segment, we're going to look at the polls, and we're also going to look at the launches of the campaigns, but not quite the way everyone else has been looking at the campaigns. But first on the polls, let's just have a look at what Newspoll and Morgan have done over the last week. John, they've moved out. I think I might have to say you were right all along. No change, really.
No change at all, Graham. When you get the week-to-week variations, I think it's set in concrete 10 days out. I think it's all over, and you know, I repeat my Malcolm McCarris-like prediction of last week, Rudd by 25 seats.
Are they going to win in the seats?
25.
I think
I've only gone for 15. You're trying to trump me, are you?
Oh yes, yes. It's a high-stakes game. High-stakes game, Graham.
I think you and I will be, apart from him, the most successful predictors on this
I will
campaign.
see you 10 and raise you 15.
No, I actually don't go on the polls. I'm going on the betting.
Oh, okay.
Betting is a far more accurate predictor.
Well, Centrebet's only got them on 18 seats ahead, the Labor Party.
Yes.
So
18 seats ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty close to where I am.
I'm just wondering. I just keep adding up the seats and wondering where Labor's going to get all the seats they need from.
So it must be pretty hard to do a campaign launch if you're the Liberal Party, when all the wiseacres are sitting around talking like this, and the people with money are betting against you. It must be hard to put on a good act. So why don't we just have a look at the launches, just a couple of clips from it, and let's just see how the support performers hold up.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you to please be upstanding and welcome Jordan Pollard from St Paul's College for the National Anthem.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea.
Prime Minister and Mrs Howard, to Mark and Wendy Vale, to the Lord Mayor of Brisbane, Campbell Newman, to the wonderful people of Queensland and my fellow Australians. As this election draws closer, people are thinking more carefully about the choice that they will make on the 24th of November. And millions of Australians' lives will depend upon that choice. We are very privileged to have Christine Anu here with us today to sing the National Anthem. I invite Christine to come to the stage, and I ask you all to stand for the National Anthem.
Australians, oh let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is good by sea.
Friends, welcome to Queensland. We're very pleased to have you here, because here in Queensland, Labor is building the future.
So what do you think of that, Jason? What are the contrasts between the two?
Well, the obvious contrasts there are, you've got Christine Anu, you know, the young pop singer, versus the lad from John Paul College who had a
young Indigenous pop singer.
Indeed, young female and Indigenous versus the lad from John Paul College who had a very nice baritone. But you had Campbell Newman, the Mayor of Brisbane, versus Anna Bligh, the Premier of Queensland, and then you've got Costello versus Gillard. The most obvious contrast there is along gender lines, I suppose, and maybe you know, as John was saying off camera earlier, there's something about the old and the new there as well. The new Premier, probably the new Workplace Relations Minister, and a new kind of fresh style of pop presentation.
Oh, look, it all reinforces new leadership. The other interesting thing about the launches was that the Liberals really did have to rely on the team approach. I mean, everybody except for Kevin Andrews, who was probably off whistling up the dog somewhere, got a mention in the Liberal Party launch, whereas Kevin Rudd's launch was a bare stage and new leadership, and that was it. And
yeah, but it would have to be, wouldn't it? Because in the polling, one of the weaknesses for the Labor Party is the team.
Yes, but you may actually use something like
unions.
a launch.
It's the baggage that comes with the Labor Party.
But you may use the launch to actually, create a sense that the team is there.
They celebrated their baggage though, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They had Paul Keating there.
They had Paul Keating, Gough Whitlam, all these people whose names are marred in Liberal circles, and maybe with sections of the electorate as well.
Yes, and I missed Malcolm Fraser at the Liberal Party launch. I thought he would have been as the most recent.
Sure, they didn't miss Malcolm Fraser.
I don't think Malcolm Fraser's been missing them either.
No, but I mean, whether or not they want to get rid of that baggage, Labor really have to do that kind of tribal celebration of the organisation and the party, don't they?
Well, they're a family-friendly party. I mean, they are steeped in this sort of these tribal traditions.
Well, talking about families and politics, it was interesting to see Campbell Newman there, because Campbell's likely to be the most senior, well, definitely on our betting, most senior Liberal in the whole of the country, but he's actually a product of a Liberal Party family. Both his parents were cabinet ministers in Malcolm Fraser's government.
Yes.
Liberal aristocracy.
And I thought there was a difference between, there was a real energy about him, but Faulkner there wasn't, was there?
But that's Faulkner's style. I mean, John Faulkner comes from the Senate, which is a much more sedate house, whereas the Brisbane City Council is a complete bear pit. And so, Cameron politically is more hyped, whereas, and Senator Faulkner...
Or was it that John Howard is the sort of the ghost of the funeral, and the pallbearers really had to take it on themselves to produce a bit of excitement? I mean, looking at Peter Costello in that clip, he looked energetic. I mean, I'm wondering whether if he'd been the leader rather than John Howard.
Maybe you're right, Graham. Maybe the ALP people are jumping out of the way for Kevin to make a big splash, and everyone else is trying to compensate for John Howard's flagging energy.
Hold the drowning man up.
Oh, and in 2 weeks' time, it's every man for himself in the Liberal Party. My view, in addition to the 25 seats, is that the Rudd government will be a two-term government at least anyway. They'll probably try and get control of the Senate for the second term. So, the Liberal Party is going to be it's going to be blood on the floor.
A real butcher's shop, abattoirs.
Absolutely, and there won't be much pork.
Well, that's it from us. Thanks very much for tuning in, and remember that you can go to our website, YouDecide2007.org, anytime and express your opinion, post a story. You can also see these programs rerun again through our YouTube video link. So that's it from us. Until next week, from YouDecide2007, good night.